hide and seek. Prepare to be caught. Here I come now. Let's play hide and seek. Hiding on the playground. No one dares to make a sound. Round and round and round and round. No one wants to be first found.
Good morning. I'm going to bring you a little gnarly, in my opinion. Thank you. We know what you did. Glad to see you back. Sending hugs. Love you. Stay safe and hope your healing process has begun and is cradling you softly and gently. I've been thinking about you. Okay, this is a great video, by the way. I don't quite understand the way the filter works on this thing, but what I can see in the background of this is super important as well. So I'm going to beseech that you all go and watch this. You might understand the filter better than I do. I mean, I can see what she's trying to get at, but I'm not quite there yet. But I can see what's going on in the background in the regular video part of it. So I'm going to zero in on that while you guys can go to the video and watch the full screen. I'll show the first part of it in here, and then I'm just going to zoom in and show you what's literally going on in the background while the cops are on Bandfield and the boys' backs are turned. Although the boys, they keep looking back. Now the cops, not so much. Whenever a car goes by or there's a noise like the girls, like you could hear it big time in this video. I'm going to let you guys go listen to that, but you could hear the girl yelling in this video really good. I mean, it's like better than anyone I've ever heard before. And I mean, it's not a good hearing, but it's like, you know, the audio, you can hear it. So I'm going to let you guys go check that one out. I will link this into the description, and I'll get it into the first comment, just in case you guys don't get into the or don't like to go to the description thing. I know some people probably don't, or don't really maybe know how. I mean, I didn't know how to do any of that when I first got on YouTube. Even after I first got on YouTube, and I had been on YouTube for, I don't know when it says I was on YouTube, but maybe 2016 maybe, but I really never went on YouTube. Like, it's only just been recently that I've been, you know, watching like a maniac. But anyway, I'm going to start this, and I want you guys to be aware of the movement in the back. Right now, you see where you've got the boys to the left of the screen, then you've got Saeed and Rosendahl over to the right of the screen. So these boys are to the left. And you've got Tisdale, we're looking through his body cam right now. Now, mind you, on part of this, when actually Rosendahl is running his body cam, and he's facing Saeed, and Saeed's back is, well, it's not at the first part of it, his back wasn't. He was kind of sideways to it, so he could kind of see with peripheral vision what was going on. But it was pretty obvious that Rosendahl requested, that he move over to his right, our left, to block what was going on at that car. There's two cars here in the background. These two right here. Now, right now, as it stands right now, just like this, I can see 2 to 3 people right now in this background area. And you're going to see what I mean here in a second. Because it looks like one of them is on the ground in front of a car or behind a car. That's the dark colored one, the one off to the left. And then there's someone on the other car where they're wearing like white or something. It looks like something hooded, to tell you the truth. And I don't see the hooded stuff very often. but this one looks hooded to me. And it's almost like they've got the car door open and they've got someone. Here's my thing. I feel like there's people being SA'd in this. So, warning. This is a trigger warning. Please take care of yourself. If this is something that affects you deeply and something you just can't, see and then have a good day even after doing this, or even a fair day, please just go take care of yourself. Go watch something else happy, and come back to this if you feel strong enough to do so later on. You can't necessarily see anything like that happening. It's just the motions. And another thing I want you guys to be aware of is the reflections and the light shining. Like, you're not going to see, just like in Lindow Lane, you're going to hear cars, and you don't necessarily hear them in here either. Sometimes you do, but in Lindow Lane you do. But you don't see them because they've been scrubbed out. But you can see the light reflections. For instance, this one right now has quite a light reflection on the road. Now, I panned back out because I want you to see where this light reflection goes. So you've got Rosendahl off to your right, facing Tisdale, and you got all the lights there in the back. So that whole area at that Taylor apartment is lit up, and the road's lit up. And it's not necessarily that street light, because it doesn't light up that much. If you can see from Tisdale, from the very right of the screen, and you move down the street, and you can see that line of light. That line of light pans over to back here behind the boys. Now right here, that bigger light right there, that's right about where Lindow Lane is. And I believe that's a car headlights facing down towards us, or actually maybe facing out, parked just about ready to turn onto Taylor, whether it's left or right, don't know, but it's sitting on Lindow Lane. Now, you're also going to see activity, or maybe just lights I can see more. I can see the lights moving in the parking lot. But where this car is facing, across the street, there is a parking lot where they can drive, and it's like a football field, or some type of field, practice field. Hence the reason they call it band field, because they practice their band and stuff on it. Their band and their drums and all that kind of stuff. So across the street is that parking lot, and then you could go up and around the backside, and that takes you to all of the fraternities. It takes you onto Nez Perce Drive. So eventually you'll be able to see behind these boys. Right now the camera's not facing so much to our left that you can see that, but if you can see it later on. So these lights are shining, and I believe there's also a vehicle all the way to the right of our screen, behind, back there where there's been one parked the whole time, I believe. And also up here, you're going to see, like in this area, these are the trees behind, like right in this area right here. These are behind that big blob of black is the smaller of the Queen apartments. And then there's a house in front of that sits on Taylor. It's actually a house on the address is Taylor. And in between, right after that, to if you're just driving, towards the Lindow Lane area, right past where that big black blob is, and that one house, there's a pathway that walks directly to the street here on Taylor, all the way up to where Lindow Lane is, where the camera on Lindow Lane faces Queen Apartments straight out. Like, there's just a pathway. You can just go shoot right down there. And there's points in Lindow Lane that are they're so scary. I've only seen them twice. And, oh God, it just gave me the creeps. There's a point in that Lindow Lane, and I can't even remember what time it is. I think I pretty much blocked it out. I swear to God I did. Because it creeped me out so bad that I just didn't want to see it I didn't want to see it. And I think it's probably around the somewhere like 3:45 past like 4:15 or something like that, somewhere around that area. And you'll see all the way up and down that pathway, all the way down to Taylor, and then all the way in front of us to our left towards Queen, you'll see strategically posted lights, like they look like headlamps, or like, I think what they are is, I think they're those glow sticks that you put in your mouth. They're little ones. They're like only about maybe an inch, and they're like smaller than in circumference of like a regular, like maybe a small straw, round. And in the mouth, you can hide it. So all you have to do is you open your mouth a little bit, and you can vary the light on it too, depending on how much you open your mouth. They're actually pretty fun to play with. The Army uses them in their war games, when they're out playing war games, so that they can be seen, when they're out there, getting down and dirty on the reservation. So, yeah, so you can hide or you can be seen. And the way that they did that was just, it was just so creepy, you guys. It just made you see that there was no getting out of this. Like, this was strategic. Yeah. And there's no way that law enforcement did not know what was going on here. Now, whether they screwed up and didn't catch what they were supposed to catch happening, that's a different story. But it doesn't feel like that to me. It feels like they, or at least some of them, I'm not saying the whole MPD, because I can't say that. All I can say is what I see here and in other body cams, the officers that do feel dirty to me. And now I'm talking extremely dirty. Scary to the point where if I saw them driving down the road, if I saw one of those officers wanted to pull me over and I saw their face inside of a car, I wouldn't stop. I would drive. I don't know where I would drive, but I'd drive somewhere safe before I stopped. I would not stop for one of these officers. No way. Nope. My heart's racing just thinking about it right now. No way. So in this big black clump of stuff, these are lights. There's a brighter one off to our right, and then there's a dimmer one in the middle of the big black blob there. These are blacked out spots. They just put a smoke screen over it. And they do that a lot in these videos. But the reason being is because all up and down this road, there's stuff happening. I mean, at one point, you can actually see lights with the naked eye, just looking at it in the footage. Lights where it looks like people are walking up there in the back. And you can see lights flickering in this black blob area all the way across the screen. You can see headlamps. You can see where they're moving. It's pretty visual. Some of them you have to really look at. Now, this one, it's pretty good. It's really, really good. So I'm going to back up a little bit here. And I'm going to start this full screen, or somewhat full screen. So off to our right is a type of, it's something that she uses, we know what she did, uses to show where things are that you can't see on the other screen. So it's like I don't know how it works. I really don't. But I get the gist of it. I believe I see it better with the naked eye myself, but other people would probably need that filter. But I've seen it so much that I'm still catching stuff, you guys. I'm still catching things that blows my mind. In fact, last night I was making a video and I wanted a certain a TikTok thing that I had just screen recorded. I mean, last year, like it had to do with the grub truck, and it was one of the guys. It was who I thought the, number 9 was, and I was mistaken who it was. But this guy is very interesting. The one that I found, and on the grub truck guy, the number 9, he's wearing a jersey that says Burroughs on it. And so it's a guy named Burroughs, and he is a fraternity guy. He goes to school there. He's an engineer. He plays the piano. He's a pilot. He's been a pilot since he was 16, and could fly people since then too. I mean, it wasn't just hobby, a little fun thing to do on the weekends. He's, like I said, he's really good at the piano. But anyway, there's a few TikToks of him, and I was trying to find him last night, and I just kept coming across all these other videos that I hadn't seen in forever. And I never did find those TikToks, so I don't know if I maybe stuck them in one video altogether. I don't know what I did with them, but I'm gonna have to alter that. I'm gonna have to edit that darn video I made in order to get it up. Or maybe I can just leave this in here and you guys will understand. Once you see the video and you hear me say, "Oh, I'm gonna go look for these videos. I'll be right back." Well, I never do come back. Because I'm too busy watching these other videos. And what those other videos were that I was watching were Linda Lane videos that I had screen recorded from the very beginning, that I hadn't touched, altered, done nothing to. And boy, I'll tell you, those things, I don't know if they just, you know how like I have a VHS tape way back in the day that you watch over and over and over again and it gets kind of worn out, right? I kind of wonder if that's how it happens with YouTube, or how do they go in and how can these things be scrubbed like that on certain people's channels? Can they do that? I do not know. Or are there certain creators that actually put these up? Are they little by little scrubbing stuff out? I don't know that either. Can't say. All I know is that from the first time I heard these Linda Lane footage and any of the footage, I heard so much more in them than I do now. And clearer, much clearer too. So with that said, I'm going to get this playing. I hope you all are having a beautiful morning and you're having some coffee and waking up and stretching. And oh God, it feels so good to stretch sometimes, doesn't it? Oh, I love yawning too. I really do. I love yawning. So sorry to you people out there that triggers, but I just gotta love it. Yeah, the heavy equipment are moving in now. Yep. Sounds like the jackhammer already. I tried to get up early to do a video before it all happens, but there's not much I can do about it. I'm surrounded by it right now. And they're moving down my direction. So it might get a little loud. So I do apologize for that, but there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, now since I've said this how many times now, I'm going to get this started. Well, I'm really going to actually do it. Okay, so keep your eyes on the not so much of a prize. I'm telling you, this is a sick day. Sick morning, sick. This didn't just happen this day. As you'll see when I read you the Moscow police reports, which I did. I had a full video of all of them from the 11th, because I couldn't find the 10th. I couldn't find November 10th anywhere. I'm still looking for that. I think I have it on one of my recordings on my channel. So it's from the 11th all the way up to, I think I did all the way up to like the 18th or 19th. Well, then the video just disappeared. I had plenty of space on here, so I'm not sure what happened to it. That's the first time something like that has happened, but it was just gone. And it was gone in a weird way, like it wasn't letting me play the file, which I've never had that happen. When I recorded something like that, it's never not played, but it was just, it's there. It was showing that it was there, but that the file was corrupt. And that was just so strange. Like I'd never have had that happen. I mean, I've had things where I've transferred stuff, things like that, where files have been corrupt or changed, maybe before, tried to move something, or delete something or whatever you do when you don't, you're supposed to have the SD. Oh, before you shut your phone off, you have to make sure that, your SD cards formatted, all that kind of stuff. Well, files were, messed up then, but nothing like that just happened yesterday. I've never had nothing like that happen before. So now I'm really going to shut up. Okay, here we go.
Gotta be very Moscow and pick the man. Get an alcohol offense case. Good.
They he's made the release from the scene. Thank you.
Homeboy lied to you.
What's that?
Homeboy lied to you.
No, he showed me a picture of it. I don't know if it was
gotcha.
a hard glass. I don't know if I messed that up. But he showed me a valid picture of his idea. I can even see the whole thing there. You want to give me more there? That's when I'll start.
I got his address and phone number when you want it.
Okay. Actually, go ahead with that.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it here, but I hope you saw that. Thank you. We know what you did. You did great work, and once again, I've been thinking about you a lot. And hoping that you've got lots of loving people around you, giving you hugs every day, all throughout the day. So you guys, here on the door, you keep an eye on the rearview mirror, actually, too, because you see reflections in that rearview mirror, and faces. Literally, you can like see who they are, and it is just And now, JLR has the full video of showing their faces and everything, and none of that's blocked out. Even the names and stuff, nothing's redacted, and it's very helpful because you see things that you don't see in the ones where they're blocked out. This one's useful, I believe, to see what's going on around, because you really want to look at the faces if they're there and they're not blocked out, right? So each person, individual video that people do, all of them have their highlight points, right? That you can zero in on certain areas, and that's why I think the ones that are redacted like this, blocked out with these blurred spots, are definitely helpful, because then you can focus on what's going on around them and not just their faces, because once you see their faces, you cannot look away.